And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. Hope you're there with me. The session commences and your company is required. That thing that happens round about twice a day. The first installment of the day happening exactly about now. So if you are available, avail yourself of what is going on here. You know what we do, you know why we do it, and you know when we do it and where we do it. We're doing it exactly right now. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving fast now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving fast, never freedom. Is another Savior. Never freedom. Holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kwa namno. Hey,
And there it is right there. Holy, holy, holy Nandekano, the other savior, the dulcet tones of the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy, 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 as guys, I bring you this. Oyegun's panel to discuss petition seeking Tinubu's disqualification over drugs charges, certificate forgery. So a lot of Tinubu comes with a lot of baggage. In fact, out of all of the people in play, he comes with the most baggage, or at least he and Atiku. I think he even edges Atiku in terms of baggage that he's bringing to the presidency, to the ticket, to the ballot. So he comes with a lot of baggage. So drug charges, forged documents, suspected murder, Funshaw Williams, corruption in Lagos State, excessive looting, his state of health, physically, mentally, his intention towards the Nigerian state, just so much baggage. So some of those baggage is now being interrogated somewhat, or being requested to be interrogated. Oyegun's panel to discuss petition seeking Tinubu's disqualification over drugs charges, certificate forgery. So that is a subsisting backdrop to the Tinubu narrative. But what does that bring us? If it doesn't bring us Tinubu, then will it bring us this? Oshibanjo, best bet, APC deputy bound for Southern candidacy. Abba Aji is the person speaking. So Oshibanjo just seems to be the cleaner pick if you want to pick a Southeastern candidate. So that just then a departure, because if they picked Oshibanjo to go into battle with Peter Obi, then the only other person that we have to defeat to clear the deck of the old and rotten, fanged, blood-toothed politician will be Atiku. So the only one to be gotten rid of then will be just the decrepit Atiku. But does APC consider Oshibanjo of equal weight and measure to counterweight Atiku? That is where the question is. Tinubu, you will say, is of equal weight and measure to counterweight Atiku. But who even would Atiku want to battle? Because if he battles Tinubu, then he will feel a sense that all the corruptions, all the things that can be thrown at him already also vested within Tinubu, and he probably wants to back his mental functioning against Tinubu's mental functioning, and he wants to back his puritanism, his cleanliness against Tinubu, because Tinubu, as I said, carries so much baggage. So will Tinubu even be Atiku's preferred candidate? Because with Tinubu, all of the things that you can throw at Atiku is completely wiped away. You cannot throw his age at him. You cannot throw his state of well-being at him. You can't throw corruption at him. All of the things that you should be throwing at Atiku, if you compete him against Tinubu, all of those things are no longer tenable, but are tenable under Oshibanjo. Oshibanjo best bet, APC duty bound for Southern candidacy. Abba Aji speaking. So quite what all that means, we'll find out shortly. INEC did not shift timetable to favor APC. NWANYAWU is the person speaking. Hopefully not of the Emmanuel fame, because we only know Emmanuel NWANYAWU, but who is this? Sorry, I have a stiff neck, that's why I'm... yes, but who is this NWANYAWU that is in play at the moment? We find out shortly. INEC did not shift timetable to favor APC, a headline attributed to NWANYAWU. So NWANYAWU, ruling APC screening committee quizzes Tinubu Dave Umahi Bakari on stepping down for consensus candidate. So quite how much pressure was mounted for that, we'll find out shortly. Alleged 2.9 billion naira fraud, court grants OKOROCHA 500 million naira bail. So he's now been released long after events have concluded within the APC space. And finally, to what I was saying earlier, this headline captures it. 2023, road to 2023. Only Tinubu can match Atiku in 2023, says APC, says Niger APC chieftain Vatsa. So is it of the Maman fame? I wonder if it's from Niger State and it's called Vaxa. Certainly a relative of Maman Vaxa, because Maman Vaxa, of course, from Niger State as well. So quite what's led him to that, we find out shortly. So plenty to go through. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. If you want to come join me live on screen, by the way, click on the like button, of course, and click on the subscribe button as well. We're doing very well on the likes at the moment, so I have to thank you guys for that. The likes have been hitting the 100 benchmark that we set it. It's at a push because I do have to push you guys a bit, but we have been hitting the 100 likes that we have set as a benchmark. So thank you. Keep on clicking on the like button. You are seeing the effect of it just in the traffic that we are getting. So we want to push that traffic. We want to be getting at least a minimum of 4 digits per session, concurrent viewership, 4 digits. So a minimum bar of 1,000 and really ideally 5 digits, because there are so many Nigerians out there all permutating as to what is going on with the country. They want to have these conversations, and the only way to invite them to join this conversation is by clicking on the like button. So click on the like button, and please let's push up the subscription as well. All of that aid in pushing the platform of the YouTube algorithm so that we attract more people to the space. So click on like and subscribe, and then at your discretion, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. If you want to come and discuss any of these talking points with me on the screen, then click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So that is entirely at your choice, but the like button and the subscribe button, those are mandatory buttons that you must click on. So as you set about the clicking, let me provide you with a little bit of a liquid nourishment. Your calabash to the ready as we join the Kegites.
Only water, where is Sima? Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Hobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chief Wailati kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodame ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. May death have nothing to do with us. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. As guys, I bring you this. So Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. As guys, I bring you this. Oyegun's panel to discuss petition seeking Tinubu's disqualification over drug charges, certificate forgery. So subsisting are allegations that have always been the backdrop to this character Tinubu. The ruling All Progressive Congress's screening committee, headed by John Odigi Oyegun, has received a petition to disqualify Bola Tinubu over allegations of drug dealing and certificate forgery. An APC member, Sagia Mia Iyali, so an APC member, Sagia Mia Iyali, had in his petition to the panel alleged how Mr. Tinubu failed to indicate in his nomination fillings that he had a case in the United States in the early 1990s, during which prosecutors extracted over $400,000 in forfeitures from the former Lagos State governor. Mr. Tinubu was also accused of filing false claims to Electoral Office INEC when he ran for governor of Lagos in 1999. Late rights lawyer Ganifa Wemi made the allegations at the time, saying Mr. Tinubu falsely claimed to have attended Chicago State University. So let me take that entirely all over again, because it's somewhat stilted in the way that I read that. The ruling All Progressive Congress Screening Committee, headed by John Oyegun, has received a petition to disqualify Bola Tinubu over allegations of drug dealing and certificate forgery. An APC member, Sagia Mia Iyali, had in his petition to the panel alleged how Mr. Tinubu failed to indicate in his nomination fillings that he had a case in the United States in the early 1990s, during which prosecutors extracted over $400,000 in forfeiture from the former Lagos State governor. Mr. Tinubu was also once accused of filing false claims to the Electoral Office INEC when he ran for governor in 1999. Late rights lawyer Gani Fawemi made the allegations at the time, saying Mr. Tinubu falsely claims to have attended Chicago State University. The Supreme Court did not find Mr. Tinubu ineligible to stand for office over the matter following a lengthy trial in the 2000s. Mr. Tinubu was also not convicted in the United States, but his critics said the forfeitures were enough grounds to assume his guilt. He strongly denies the allegations. Mr. Mia Iyali's letter, which was first reported by correspondents, was received at the ruling party's headquarters in Abuja as screening came underway on Monday morning. The panel is led by Mr. Oyegun, who has been nursing a political rivalry against Mr. Tinubu. In his argument, Mr. Mia Iyali said, "We understand that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has since procured his expression of interest and nomination forms and has submitted same to the party, has certain issues that clearly amount to a similar disqualification scenario. Following the information contained in prior submission to the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, particularly in 1999, Mr. Tinubu presented a false claim on oath of his attendance at University of Chicago from 1972 to 1976. It is clear now that these claims are false. Not only was this filed in the INEC form with a declaration on oath on December the 20th, 1999, but it was also contained in an affidavit of laws sworn before the High Court of Lagos Ikeja Registry, December the 29th, 1998. The latter claim that seeks to transpose history is untenable. Mr. Tinubu has to show proof he attended University of Chicago, or he must stand disqualified as the opposition is in possession of these same documents. Over the years, the identity of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has been shrouded in secrecy. In fact, no one can claim to know the identity of the man. Similarly, the age of Tinubu is not known to anyone. Though it is not in contention that he is above the statutory age of 35, it is equally important that his exact age is known. The National Convention and presidential primaries of the APC have been scheduled for June the 6th. Mr. Tinubu is currently undergoing screening before the presidential nomination panel at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. A spokesman for Mr. Tinubu did not immediately return a request seeking comments about the petition on Monday evening. So there it is right there. Just so many baggages he carries. But a man that carries not as much baggage, you won't say he doesn't carry any baggage at all. But a man that carries not as much baggage. Oshibanjo best bet, APC duty bound for Southern candidacy, Abba E.G. The former executive secretary of the Northeast Governors Forum, Senator Mohammed Abba E.G., has said the ruling All Progressive Congress APC is duty bound to pick its presidential candidate from the southern region, pardon me, of the country. Abba E.G. noted that it is the turn of the South to produce the next president of Nigeria after the expiration of the 8-year tenure of President Muhammad Buhari, a northerner, in 2023. The coordinator of the, so this qualifies it then. The coordinator of the Oshibanjo Northeast campaign made this disclosure on Monday, May the 30th, 2022, during a live program on Arise TV news channel. He advised the party to support the candidacy of the Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo to emerge as the party's presidential flag bearer, being the best and most competent amongst his fellow Southern contenders. He added that Oshibanjo is best suited for the top job. He added that Oshibanjo is best suited for the top job, noting that the vice president has performed credibly both as vice president and acting president, saying Oshibanjo should get the nod to allow a seamless transition of government, which is very important for the stability of the country. Mohammed Abba E.G. said the Southwest region remains the best bet for the APC to consider giving the great number of votes that came from the region towards the victory of the party at the 2015 and 2019 polls. According to him, when you increase the precision of your look to the South to check the chances of those in the South seeking this office, then you will find that it will make another sense for the candidate to emerge from the Southwest. That is because the Southwest has given the APC much more votes than the South-South and Southeast put together in the last election. It will make a lot of sense. It will make a lot of sense there to seek the candidate from the Southwest. Now, when you go to the Southwest and find out about the three of them now, then you look again and find that PYO is currently a VP. I don't know what Pastor Yemi Oshibanjo. Okay, so that's that acronym now. So they formed an acronym for him, PYO. So they formed an acronym for him, PYO, Pastor Yemi Oshibanjo. I think that is what that means. So it will make a lot of sense there to seek the candidate from the Southwest. Now, when you go to the Southwest and find about the three of them now, then you look again and find that PYO is currently a VP. He has been for about 7 years now and has performed credibly both as VP and acting president. In order to allow seamless transition, it is very important to choose PYO, that's Pastor Yemi Oshibanjo, for the stability of our country. It is good for the transition to be seamless, and you take Professor, so that's Professor, not Pastor, and you take Professor Yemi Oshibanjo. Abba E.G. said, Senator Mohammed Abba E.G. has said the ruling All Progressive Congress APC is duty bound to pick its presidential candidate from the South. So all roads Oshibanjo as far as he's concerned, but all roads Tinubu as far as this person is concerned. Road to 2023. Only Bola Tinubu can match Atiku in 2023, says Niger APC chieftain Vatsa. As the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the let's do that again. Pardon me, I'm just going to come off the screen for a moment and clear my nose. I need to just give me 1 second. So there it is right there. I'm still carrying the remnants of somewhat of a cough or a flu or something. As the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party PDP in the 2023 general election continues to generate mixed feelings within the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, the chieftain of the party and former Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism in Niger State, Jonathan Vatsa, has said that the only way the ruling party can make any impact in the general election is to adopt former Lagos State Governor Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as its presidential candidate. The former commissioner, who was reacting to insinuations by some stakeholders that following the emergence of Atiku Abubakar as PDP flag bearer, the ruling party should field a northern candidate in the 2023 election, in an interview in Minna, argued that there is no northern aspirant that has the pedigree to withstand Atiku in the forthcoming election. Vatsa pointed out that, contrary to fear that the northerners will be voting along religious and ethnic lines, it will interest Nigerians to know that average northerners are tired of northern leadership because the common man on the street in the north has not benefited anything from the 52 years the region has ruled this country. Whilst justifying his support for the candidacy of Bola Tinubu, the former publicity secretary of the party in the state maintained that the late MKO Abiola won a presidential election in 1993 overwhelmingly against a northern candidate, the late Bashir Tofa, and wonder why Tinubu cannot do the same in 2023. According to Vatsa, northern leadership in the last 52 years has only brought poverty, hunger, increased the level of illiteracy, and now high level of insecurity. I can tell you that in a free and fair election, the northerners will want a change of leadership to the south. There no sense going. So that should be there is, but there is no is there. So that's what made me pause. There is no sense going for something that does not profit you. The North today has the highest number of out-of-school children, the highest number of beggars on the street. It is the poorest region in Nigeria. It plays host to the world's number six terrorist organization. Yet the North has been in power for 52 years now. This is an error, he said. The APC chieftain said that while Tinubu in all his political life has continued to build bridges and making people an average northerner, pardon me. Yeah. The APC chieftain said that whilst Tinubu in all his political life has continued to build bridges, making people an average northerner is only building dynasty for himself and his family, stressing we in the North are only interested in ourselves and our immediate family and building dynasties for ourselves. If not, how can the region be in the helms of affairs for 52 years and the people have nothing to show for it? The northern leaders usually sell region and ethnicity to the poor on the streets when they are looking for power, but immediately they get the power, they forget the poor. they forget that there is religion, they forget ethnicity. That is why they refused to educate the people to avoid any resistance from them. So this is the language that we often speak on this platform, that we have to and that is absolutely categorically, we've said this endlessly, so you are not getting any dissent from me. They've kept their people deliberately uncivilized in order to be using them as cannon fodder to intimidate the South. So if we educate the North and civilize them, then we civilize ourselves, we rescue ourselves through that. So we have to rescue them from themselves in order for us to rescue ourselves from them. There's no other way. We have to rescue the Northerners from themselves in order that we're able to rescue us from them. And to rescue them is to civilize them, to teach them how to think and to educate them. No other way. The Northern leaders usually sell region and ethnicity to the poor man on the street when they are looking for power. But immediately they get the power, they forget the poor, they forget that there is religion, they forget ethnicity. That is why they refused to educate the people to avoid any resistance from them. They know that knowledge is power, therefore they refused to provide education for them. He believed that those clamoring for a northern candidate for the ruling All Progressive Congress because of the emergence of Atiku are not in tune with the reality in the North, adding that Wike's performance in the PDP presidential primary election against Atiku is enough to tell the whole world that the Northerners are tired of their leaders. Wike would have defeated Atiku if the South had stood for him. Majority of his votes were from the North. That is why I am saying Tinubu will give Atiku a nightmare in the general election. Tinubu is very acceptable in the North and in the Southwest. He is the only person with the capacity to face Atiku in the general election. Another candidate for the APC will be a walkover for Atiku, and that is my candid opinion. He submitted. So everybody, that's just the reality of it. The only person that can counterweight Atiku, just from the, even in the whole of the Nigerian landscape, the only person that can counterweight Atiku is Tinubu. I cannot see anybody else that can counterweight him. But then, of course, is it carrying too much baggage for the party to stomach, or are they too fearful of him even to stomach him? INEC did not shift timetable to favor APC. NWANYAWU Onkebiologo. The national chairman of the Zenith Labour Party, Chief Dan NWANYAWU, has said that the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to shift the electoral timetable was an initiative of the political parties and not the commission, as speculated in some quarters. The ZLP national chairman also added that it was not done to favor the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, adding that all the political parties, including the main opposition People's Democratic Party, which concluded its presidential primaries, were part of the decision. Recall that INEC shifted the deadline for parties to hold primaries from June the 3rd to June the 9th, after it insisted it would not adjust it. But NWANYAWU, who threw his weight behind the shift of the timetable, added that it has afforded parties ample time to adjust their programs ahead of the new deadline. He said it is not true that INEC attempted to manipulate the electoral process by deciding to alter the timetable, noting that the PDP, which went ahead with its primaries, elected not to postpone it. NWANYAWU, who revealed that he was the brain behind the timetable adjustment, said after he called the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, IPCA chairman, to initiate fresh talks with INEC after he, NWANYAWU, noticed that the window between June the 4th and 10th that could be used by parties to tidy up their documents for the election. So he essentially wanted to claim that credit space. is what seems to be what is going on there. So we leave that and go on to the. So we leave that and go on to the next. And please make sure you are clicking on the like button as you are coming in. So we click. So we leave that and go on to the next and onto this. Ruling APC screening committee quizzes Tinubu Dave Umahi Bakare on stepping down for consensus candidate. The All Progressive Congress Presidential Screening Committee has asked the party's presidential aspirants if they would be ready to step down for the consensus candidate of the party. The committee, headed by a former national chairman of the party, Chief John Oyegun, queried the aspirants on 10 key issues, including their dual citizenship status. While there have been reports that the party may adopt consensus, the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, who emerged through the method during an interview with Voice of America Hausa Service on May the 26th, said it would not be feasible for electing the party's presidential candidate. According to correspondents, the issue of consensus and foreign citizenship, however, came up when the presidential aspirants, including the party's national leader Bola Tinubu, Governor Dave Umahi, Governor Baduru Abubakar, Emeka Nwajuibi, Ondo North lawmaker Senator Ajayi Borofis, Pastor Tunde Bakare, Mrs. Uju Kennedy were screened in Abuja on Monday. The questions the aspirants were asked included: do you have dual citizenship? Are you subject of investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission? Have you been arraigned by the Code of Conduct Bureau? And have you ever been convicted for a crime? Other questions asked include: have you ever been declared bankrupt? Will you be willing to step down for a consensus candidate? What is your manifesto? Will you abide by the party's objectives and manifesto? What is your APC membership status? The aspirants were also asked to present original copies of their credentials, including school certificates. One of the aspirants said, they asked us pretty much the same questions. They asked about our record with the anti-graft agencies, citizenship status, finances, and our manifesto. Of course, there were a few follow-up questions depending on the responses given. They asked if I had an EFCC or ICPC case. They asked about my manifesto and also asked me if I would be willing to step down in the event of a consensus. I told them I am a party man and will abide by the party's wishes, and I would abide by the wishes of the APC. Last week, human rights activist Kayode Ajulo, who is a campaigner for Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, wrote President Muhammad Buhari and the national chairman of the APC on the danger of picking a candidate with dual citizenship or past criminal record. Ajulo said there was a plot by the opposition to ensure that the APC is disqualified on the basis of this, just as was done in Bayelsa governorship race in February 2020. So there it is right there. Will you be willing to step down? Do you have dual nationality? How many of them would have been able to answer that question if they had a case with the FCC? I don't think there's a single one that doesn't have a case with the FCC amongst the lot of them. So now this is now the last readout and we see who is available. And I hope you are clicking on the subscribe button and like buttons, by the way. So we're pushing for 100 likes, so get us to that. And we want to push up the subscription, so click on that as well. Alleged 2.9 million naira fraud. Court grants OKOROCHA 500 million naira bail. Justice Iyank Ekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted 500 million naira bail to former governor of Imo State, Owele Rochas Okorocha. Okorocha is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC on a 17-count criminal charge bordering on financial impropriety. Okorocha was the governor of Imo State from 2011 to 2019, presently a senator representing Imo West in the National Assembly. Also docked alongside Okorocha were Ayim Inyerere Chinenye, Nafati Something International, Perfect, and a list of companies. The former governor was arraigned on Monday, the 30th of May, by the EFCC. Part of the documents filed in court by the EFCC showed how the senator awarded 12 contracts worth 20 billion naira in violation of Public Procurement Act. Court processes also stated how a government committee uncovered the sum of 112.8 billion naira dubious debts that various banks owed the state during Okorocha's tenure. When the charges were read to him on Monday, the governor said, "I understand the charge against me, but I am not guilty, my lord." All the other defendants also pleaded their innocence to the charges dated January the 24th. So there it is right there. Not guilty is what Iberiberism claims. So not guilty Iberiberism. Solly, I see you. Ajale Koko, I see you. And World Peace, I see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So let's kick it off with you then, Solly, if you are ready. Solly, are you there? I don't know why Solly. Oh, okay, because you always. Yeah, I wanted to start plugging you off. So good to have you, Solly. So Solly, then it never rains, but it pours for Tinubu. And if you look at him, he just carries so many baggages to bring into the permutation. Drug dealer, corrupt, old, unknown identity,
trustworthy,
forged certificate. He just carries so many baggages.
unpredictable.
Yes, so some rascal that's now petitioned the screening committee then to interrogate that space of his fake certificate and his drug dealer records in America. So what outcome are you anticipating for that, Solly?
Did they show the videos of the others that they screened?
I don't know. I've not come across that yet.
One man, I told you before. I told you it's not going to be Tinubu. See, outside in the normal Nigerian politics, there is politics inside APC. Whoever is the head of Nigeria is different from the people that are the head and the cabals in APC. You know, that one is another government on his own. And Tinubu is not at the top. Him too, let me just say it's just boy in APC. You know, he's not at the top. It's just, you know, they really brought him down in that party. You know, they are going to find a way to remove him one way or the other. Either he steps out himself or they force him. Remember what I said about Jonathan? I told you Jonathan was a way to force them to bring a consensus candidate. It's not something serious. He allowed himself to be played because, whether the East wants to hear it or not, they are not good in politics. They are always being played. You know, the Yorubas are just getting to that level, you know. But it was never serious.
I think this is. I think this is their only real window to get rid of Tinubu. If they can't get rid of him at this screening stage, then it'll be very difficult for them to get rid of him. So Buhari has told them to prune the list down to 10, so they can get rid of him in this. Because if they want to get rid of him, so many reasons for them to get rid of him. Yeah. You know, but if they're not, but getting rid of him really would be a political statement, not anything based on the screen, a political decision.
But they don't want it to be like, you know, who will I use as example? Just they don't want Baba to look bad.
You see, sorry, all the reasons that they are going to use to get rid of him will make Baba look bad, because if they are getting rid of him on his certificate, Buhari has no school cert. If they are getting rid of him on his health, Buhari is a working corpse. So all of the things that they will want to use to get rid of this guy already Buhari has them, and he went through. So
And
this it was
but
smack somewhat of hypocrisy.
but they should get into his head too that they don't want him. You know, when he gets when you are at a friend's house and the friend is telling you that, oh, I'm about to go and sleep, oh, you know, does that not mean that, bro, it's time for you to start going home? You know, if he doesn't get the message himself, eventually you have to be rude to your guests and get them out of the house if you want to sleep. Is that not the truth? You know,
Yes,
you don't
but
want
that
to be
doesn't
rude at
apply.
first. No, it
But
applies. We
no,
don't want
but
you.
it's his own house now. So how who will get rid of him from his own house?
But that's what I'm saying. He's no longer the head of the house. He's no longer the head of the house. You know, the same way we see Sanwo-Olu outside as governor. Okay, yes, he's the governor, but you know, we really know that, you know, that's the same way they view Tinubu in that party, you know. And think about it, this is Buhari that wants to secure his exit. Is he going to secure it with Tinubu as the head? You
All
see
right.
what fear made him do to the security areas in the country. You will now let Tinubu know, political suicide, not even political suicide. That's just like, you know, you know, you're pointing a gun against yourself, putting that man there. It's not going to happen. They are going to have a different candidate, whether it's through consensus or whether it's through primary. It's not going to be Tinubu.
All right. We wait to see, but the window to get rid of him is certainly this window that opens now. But do they have the gravity? Because it's going to be a political decision, and there's going to be backlash. But we'll just see how that happens. But there's a good chance they will just, you know, step him aside, you know, and it may make for expediency that they step him aside because he carries so much baggage, you know, he carries so much baggage. But then he
Yeah.
carries so much in terms of strength as well, in terms of talent, you know,
Yes,
in
but
is yeah.
one man, that's to say if we were playing fair, are we really thinking that this political event in 2023 is going to be fair? Everybody must be delusional.
Mm,
Everybody must be
uh,
delusional. You know, really delusional. At this point, we still think that. So it's not about they can put whoever they want and they will still win.
No, they
That's
can't though. They can't put
oh
who they,
yes they can.
no, they
Yes they
can't.
can.
No, they can't. They can't put whoever
Who
they
controls
want.
INEC? Who controls INEC? Who
No,
controls yes?
You see, sometimes it goes beyond that. If they put whoever they want, then the force to force it through will be too heavy and it will hemorrhage somewhat to the country. You have to
Okay.
understand that there's somewhat of an equibalance that balances the country. So there's a broad, somewhat, even if an unwilling cooperation with the center. That is what holds
Mm-hmm.
the country. You know, they
Okay.
can't gun down everybody. And if they move too sharply and cut too many heads, you know,
Mm-hmm.
their heads will roll as well. So
Okay.
it's not just the simplicity of they control the army and they
Okay.
control, you know, they
Okay.
have to
One
carry
man.
people along. They have to carry people along. But
I agree.
mm, mm.
I agree. But during this regime, didn't they already do all those things and their heads did not go off?
Yes,
They did
because
all
there
those
were
things. But they
no,
did
but
all
because
those things and their heads did not go off.
yeah, but there was tacit complicity from the southwest and the southeast. There wasn't
Okay.
any real. It wasn't. There wasn't a senior players in all of the geopolitical zones. They did not move against the administration. It was only
Mm-hmm.
the pedestrian people on the streets that were just rebel rousing. You know.
Well, we will see how it plays out. I know
Yes,
the kind of
but I do agree with you. Is looking the lights are dimming for Tinubu and it's about to turn
yes.
dark.
They
You
are
know.
going to see one man. If he doesn't move, they are going to push him. I'm telling you, this is not the is one man. If you are Tinubu, would you have not left by now?
No, I
At
would
this
not.
point,
I would
you
not.
would not.
Yes.
Okay. When the party does not want you,
No, but it's not what the party wants.
look
It's
at what
what
they
we
did now.
want.
Look at all the images that they've been pushing out. Even when Buhari went to visit him in London and he was having walking stick. This is not the first time now. How will somebody slap you, slap you, slap you, slap you? You will still see, you will still be forming because of selfish
No,
interest, still be
no.
forming. He did that when he went to go and visit the man in London. He's doing that again. He keeps doing this to this same man. Why not the other Why not the other aspirants? See who they did not want. Immediately they went to EFCC to break his house and get him out. These people are serious. They are not here to play.
Yes,
And
but Tinubu is indicating that he is serious too and is not there to play.
Okay,
So,
then we'll see
what we are seeing is a visceral fear of Tinubu. So you
Yes.
can see that they are afraid of him, and that
No,
emboldens him. You know, if Tinubu gets that ticket, that means he has defeated Buhari and he has
Do you
defeated
think
the
he
cabal.
can?
Well,
Do
this
you
is
think he can?
but he has to play that hand to the end. He has to play to the end now. He has to play the hand to the end. What else can he lose? They'll start to run after him with the FCC, Abi. They will
as
start
much
chasing him
as
with the FCC.
as much you speak because you know the prowess and the powers and you know the abilities of Tinubu, but those years have gone, as we could see with that interview. You know, me too. Before I could say, "Oh, it's Tinubu now. He will surely do this. Surely." But from the recent interviews, this is not the same man as before.
But it was no different from how he has always been over the last. We've seen everything
There
that
is
we
a
saw in
difference.
everything we saw in that video is shaking hands, is slurred voice, etc. All
Did
of
you watch
that.
the 2 minute video?
I played it here.
Okay,
We played it
I
here.
thought it was because there are two videos, the short one and the long one.
No.
It was
It's two. It's nearly 2 minutes 51 seconds.
Okay, so that's the long video. Now,
Yes.
in that video, you see he was struggling to make them understand him. That was
No,
not
they did.
Tinubu
They did
before.
understand him. They were engaged in a
It was like he was
conversation with him.
forcing them. One man, watch his old videos, watch this current video.
No,
There's a difference.
I don't see anything because we remember when he was saying that they will recruit 5 million as military personnel, and then he had to rethink to say 50, and then also he's made so many verbal faux pas. We know that his hands are shaking. We know that, so we know a lot of things about him already. So all of those things that we know about him, they were no different from how he manifested at that interview. His voice was slurred and his hands were shaking, and he speaks in broad strokes. He speaks in broad strokes. We know that. So
Okay,
there's
so then
nothing new that came out. Yeah.
the APC battle is between whoever they pick or Tinubu. So those are our next options for president: Tinubu or whoever is picked in APC. That's your new president, my fellow Nigerians.
No, you can't. Are you discounting Peter Obi? You know the youth voters now, and all the new entrants and the youths now.
Okay, me, I'm talking about the final. I'm not talking about semi-final.
Okay,
I
all
know
right.
which, yeah, I know it's going to be in APC. It's either going to be Tinubu or whoever is going to not be there apart from Tinubu.
All right. Alexander Gomez is asking you why the ridiculous outfits during summer. He says, "Solly, isn't it summer in Holland? Why the
It's not,
outfit?"
it's not summer, it's spring. So when you are in like shady areas, it's a bit cool. And my window is
Okay.
open. I like fresh air.
Like fresh air. All right. So he likes fresh air. So that's it. So well done, Solly. So Solly still staying with that all matters presidential. If they jettison Tinubu, who better than Yemi Oshibanjo? Oshibanjo best bet, APC duty bound for Southern president. So Abba ED is the person speaking this, as saying this rather not speaking it. It's the person speaking I was intending to say. So Abba EG is a person speaking, Senator Mohammed Abba EG. So I was reading through until I landed on the point that he was the coordinator of Oshibanjo in the north. But even setting aside his prejudice, do you now see that as the light starts to dim for Tinubu, it starts to brighten then for Oshibanjo? It's Oshibanjo because he's insisting, this senator, that APC must pick from the southwest because in all of their 2 rounds of elections, they've gotten the most votes from the southwest and the most support. So it will first be ingratitude, but more importantly be shooting oneself in the foot for them to go outside a region where they are at their most popular in the south to go and pick somebody else. to the annoyance of that region. So he's saying Oshibanjo really is a non-contest. It should be the candidate. What are you making of that, Solly?
Well, he should. Is that what the party wants? You know, it's very easy to view it from the outside and say, okay, yes, because it makes sense, but that's the on the interest of the people. It's about the interest of the people in the currently in power. Do you think Buhari trusts Oshibanjo? I'm just asking a question.
I don't know. He may or may not, because they have somewhat of a
Mm,
relationship. But
yes.
you know.
So me too, I agree. He may or he may not. But you know, what I'm looking at is how many times did he leave power with Oshibanjo when he left the country? That's what is making me say he may or he may not. Things like that. And Buhari is trying to secure his exit. Doesn't care about all this other, he has to secure his exit to make sure that
But
nobody's.
Buhari's exit is secured under Oshibanjo because Oshibanjo was his vice president. So what criticism can he go after him for when he was the co-driver?
Like you said, he may or he may not. We don't know. They can make up things. We don't know. We cannot know more than Buhari and Oshibanjo themselves. That's just it. But there are doubts from my side.
All right. So the Tinubu's light that we say is dimming is dimmed, but it's not really fading out. It's not dying off. 20 road to 2023. Okay, actually, let me leave that because you've already addressed Tinubu as a topic of discussion. Let me take you finally to Rochas Okorocha, who has now gotten bail just in time for him to see the end of the APC process. So a lot of people are saying his arrest was politically motivated. So he was arrested and just held for the duration of the screening, and they've released him now on bail to go about spending his loot. So do you then agree with that assertion that Okorocha's arrest was essentially politically motivated?
One man, and when I compare them to these people, people that were in Germany during World War II, you tell me that these people are not smart. See the kind of things that they do. They know they are playing real life like a game, like GTA. It was a very obvious strategy still. Like you said, it's always very obvious, but they play it out all the time, or majority of the time. Obviously we know the game that they played, politically motivated. They have no shame in doing it because you prove it. But that's just my view on it.
All right,
What can you
brilliant.
do? Him too, why is he not clean? If he was clean, you would have clinched it. So that's just the way it is.
Apparently that 2.9 billion was just what he stole in just the last quarter of his administration, but 113 point something billion is also in question. So that guy was just looting everything, as they all are, to be fair. But
Is
it
it
just
just is it just so bad that you can't just fix at least all the roads in your state? Because how much from what they used to steal is not really a big percentage.
if you put all the monies that these governors steal together, every 36 states of Nigeria
I don't
will be
even want to calculate it in my head. I don't want.
it will be El
Mhm.
Dorado. That 100 and something billion, and it would have stolen close to 250 billion. So if you put that in the economy of Imo State, then there will be no unknown gunmen because they'll be too busy at work to be doing anything. You just look at the improvements that could have afforded that space, but you just pocket it, and then the next one comes and it pockets even more, and then it's just So that's just the way it goes in Nigeria.
This is why Nigerians compare it to military regime. Because at least you have lesser people to steal money.
Yes,
you know
yes. Yeah, that is exactly it. What do you have in a military regime? You have about 10 to 15 people. They
you know
call themselves the Supreme Military Council. There is no Senate, there's no National Assembly. the states are administered by a military administrator who is under direct command and control. So the totality of the Nigerian governance is not more than about 50 people, so at least they will still, but at least, but this ones now, they're about 5,000 and they are looting more than the military.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
Just at an unbelievable rate. They don't even understand how money works. It gets to a certain level where you can even steal and it will serve you for life. But these ones used to steal 100 times that because they don't know the value of money.
No, you know what I think, Solly? Once upon a time in the 80s, late 80s, the Nigerian politicians, they used to steal to get rich. But now they are stealing to compete. So they've been long rich from stealing, but they're now it's now like a sport. They're stealing for sport. So you steal and go and buy like a small estate of about 20 houses in Dubai. Then I steal more and go and buy a bigger estate of about 450 houses in Dubai. And then the next place. So there is now for sport. It's now like Arsenal, Man U stealing is what is going on. They're stealing for sport now. Yeah, it's not to get rich anymore.
And they said the civil servants steal too. When I was in Ekiti, Fayemi developed a system, computer system, and what they realized is that, like, for each civil worker, they were paying to like 5 people, 10 people for each one of them. So let's say somebody's salary was supposed to be 50,000, they were collecting 250,000. Let's say somebody's salary was supposed to be 50,000, they were collecting 500K because they were creating ghost workers. So you have to add those ones too. This is how the government's money finishes. It's not just them stealing, it's everybody inside stealing.
It's unbelievable. There's no way out. Solly, we are doomed. All right. So thank you, Solly. We are doomed. So Solly, let's go on from you then to Ajanle Koko, who hopefully is with us. So Ajanle Koko, are you there?
Yeah, woman, how are you?
I'm good. Good to have you, Ajanle Koko. So plenty to talk about, Ajanle Koko. But let's take you then to this petition that somebody has filed asking that Tinubu be disqualified from the PDP presidential race. They are citing then
APC.
APC rather, from the APC presidential ticket. So they are citing then those traditional go-tos. I think we've discussed this even severally on this platform when we even went to Chicago to try and track down his credentials. So they are insisting that he presented false credentials certificates in 1999 to INEC to become governor of Lagos State, and he also has allegations of drug trafficking in the United States, which he settled out of court. They are questioning his identity, they are questioning his age, and they are saying he comes with just so much. Even late Gani Fawemi was the lead in that space to challenge his credentials in 1999. So they're saying this guy carries so much baggage that it is just an impossibility to present him as a candidate because it will be easy pickings for the PDP, who even would not wait till February to get rid of him. They just go to a court of law to have him disqualified. So the disqualification of Bola Tinubu, what says you, Ajanle Koko?
Hey, how are you, woman, and everybody on the platform? Let me first of all urge our listeners around the world, please click on the like button or your thumbs up as you are joining the platform. Subscribe as well if you have not done so. You see, woman, this issue of Tinubu is not new. It's just resurfacing. Let's wait and see if the party will be courageous to disqualify him on the basis of this petition. This petition, as I said, it's not something new. It's been around for a long time, and nothing has been done against Tinubu in respect of this. APC, as we know, is a party, it's a fraudulent party. Buhari had certificate issue as well. Nothing was done to him. The judiciary did not do anything about him. I think they let him go. And here we are, is our president for the past 7 years. Is going to 8 years next year. So what courage will the APC have to do anything to disqualify Tinubu? I don't think they will do anything about it. So that's the way I see it. Nothing can be done to it. It's been around for a long time. It happened in 1999, as you said, and the court then let him go. So, and that can be used as a preference, as a precedent at the law court this time around. If at all, if he emerges as the candidate of the party, and people voted him in as the president, they will use the one in 1999, as a precedent to, let him go again, because the court cleared him back then. So I don't think anything can be done to Tinubu on this issue of certificate and his past record. That's my opinion on that.
Oh, all right. Ajale Koko, what are you making of the questions that were asked at the PDP presidential screening? The questions, sorry, I've been calling them. We've been discussing PDP so long. From the APC presidential screening. The questions the aspirants were asked included: do you have, pardon me, do you have dual citizenship? Are you subject of investigation by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission? Have you been arraigned by the Code of Conduct Bureau, and have you been convicted of a crime? Have you ever been declared bankrupt? Will you be willing to step down for a consensus candidate? What is your manifesto? Will you abide by the party's objectives and manifestos? What is your APC membership status? So some of those questions, somewhat pedestrian, but those key questions around corruption and nationality and being, how many of those candidates do you think would, if they wanted to apply strict rules, would scale through that process? How many of them don't have a case with the FCC? How many, well, I don't know about dual nationality, but how many of them don't have issues with Code of Conduct Bureau? How many of them? Fayemi is a hardened criminal. But he does
not have now, but he does not have any case now.
Well, is it? But he has had. I'm pretty certain. I don't know, but I'm pretty certain that. All right. So are you the subject? So it doesn't say currently, but it sweeps through history. So I'm pretty sure that Fayemi would have been in contention at some point. But Ajale Koko, how many of them do you think would have scaled through those questions, answering honestly?
The only person that I think he can scale through that question is Pastor Tunde Bakari. The rest of them, except if you can read out their name to me, maybe I can pick another person, but somebody on top of my head now, among all of them, Pastor Tunde Bakari. That's the one I know. Because he never served in the position of power, so he never had no issue with EFCC. So that's the only one that can say right.
Okay. Would Bola Tinubu scale through? I'm assuming that's a no. In fact, if everything under that thing it has a question mark, wouldn't you say, Bola Tinubu?
It will never scale through if Nigerian state is a state that if Nigerian state is a state that dig into the past of these people. If Nigerian state is a state that is honest, is a state. If it's a state that really work well for Nigerian people, if it's a state that is anti-corruption state, people like Tinubu will never be in the political arena. They won't be, asking for position of power.
Will Dave Umahi scale through?
It will never scale through.
Badaru Abubakar, governor of Jigawa State, will he scale through?
It will never scale through.
So this guy, I don't know if you know his quantity. Past Minister of State for Education, Emeka NWANYAWU, would he scale through? Where did he get the money for the thing? Even will he scale through?
No, it would not. None of these people that have been in position of power in Nigeria will ever scale through because they have involved in one shady deal or the other. So, and that's why I said if Nigerian state is a state that really work well for anti-corruption and bad governance, most of these people will never come out, will never qualify to even purchase form, nomination form for political office. So Pastor Tunde Bakare is the only one I see among them there that I can opt for, that will surely skate through all this barrage of questions that she read it out, that the screening committee put before them.
All right. Adanle Koko, I don't know if you've ever or do go fishing, but if you do go fishing, the usual process, at least in the Western space, people go fishing not to catch for a meal, but really for sport. So you cast your line in the lake, and then you bait the fish, and then once it takes the bait, you reel it in, and then you unhook it, and then you take a photograph with it, and then you throw it back in the lake. So they call that catch and release. So Rochas OKOROCHA, catch and release, would you say is politically motivated then? So Rochas OKOROCHA taken out of circulation just for a couple of days as proper business is gone about by the APC, and as soon as the screening process finishes, he's granted bail to carry on spending his loot from Imo State. So catch and release, Rochas OKOROCHA. Is it politically motivated, as some people will have you believe?
So technically, he's been disqualified right now.
Well,
because he did not participate in the screening.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
But I don't want to see it as political motivated because he is. Does it not? The question we should ask ourselves is does he not have issue? Yeah, he have corruption issue around him in the first place. So, according to him, why didn't he show up when they call on him to show up? He should have showed up and go and clear himself. After all, Fayose showed up. Immediately he stepped down as the governor of Ekiti State. He even put on a shirt.
In fact, he marched to the EFCC office with cameras that I am here. What's going on, you know?
Yeah, he marched up to them and he went to their office. Obi Agbena, what do you call this corrupt, what's the name of that former governor on Anambra Street?
The one that tried to run,
run away.
Obiano.
You know, he was trying to be smart. Instead of him, go straight to them and go and settle yourself there and they will let you go. So I don't think the issue against OKOROCHA is political motivated. He's not a strong candidate in the first place. So who is after him? What political relevance has he put up on this race? Nothing. So it's not.
But do you
It's
think he
not a
will?
threat
Do you
to
think he will?
any.
Do you think he will hide? Do you think he will try and hide under that narrative? Is that the song that he will be singing now? That they removed him out of circulation because they knew he was a threat to the ticket. Is that the song he will be singing?
Politicians. Yeah, that's their job now. They know how to lie. They know how to deceive their people. So surely, as you said, yeah, if we say, oh, they know I have a very strong in this thing. I'm good in this. They didn't want me. Yeah, but only some people that cannot think well for themselves that we believe that narrative. So, but I don't think it's political. It's political motivated. Look at all those charges against him. $12 billion. Billion naira, and some other amount that they discover that is signed, which is totally for procurement, which is totally against the how did they put it? It doesn't have the power to single-handedly sign that amount or something like that. So it's a corrupt guy, and they should deal with me, but they should not use illegality. Illegality cannot correct illegality. The way that they treated him, I don't like it. The way that they burgled into this house, break into the house, humiliated his family and him, I don't like that, because that is totally against the law. Illegality does not corrupt illegality. It should have been handled, better than that. They should have, send just one police officer or two police officers, knock on the door, talk to him. Your Excellency, this is the situation. It will be good if you show up. We just want to let you know that they really need you there. And they can go ahead. You have lawyer.
Was it? Did it strike you? Did it strike you? Yeah, go on, sorry.
Okay, two things. So let me just start with how they arrested him. Do you know that they invited him to the EFCC already invited him?
About three times.
Exactly. So he was feeling like he's bigger, he's better than the average man, he's better than the average citizen, he's bigger than the average man. He cannot step foot in EFCC. Who are they to invite him? Who are these little poor servants there to invite me? Do you know how much I've stolen? Do you know how rich I am? And you are here, and people are suffering, people are dying, people don't have job, people's lives are getting destroyed, people cannot eat. For the past 3 days, you are on this platform and you are telling us that the way they arrested him, you don't like it.
Hold on, Soli.
No. That's just
you make your point now. You make your point.
No. Why should I have sympathy and empathy for him? Why?
No, this is not an issue of
no. It is about legality. Not
we are talking of legality this time.
Oh, you want to apply law on someone who does not respect the law?
No, look.
So if he doesn't respect the law and you don't respect the law, then you have lawlessness. You want lawlessness?
No, you can't run a lawless state.
Okay, let's look at how they arrested him. One man, if you are holding a gun and the police tells you drop the gun, drop the gun.
One
if
man.
you don't drop that gun,
Hello,
they
one
will
man.
shoot you.
Yeah.
So if the man does not want the man locked himself
hold on. Let's only land.
The man locked himself inside the house. How do you expect them to take him out?
Hello, one man.
Let's only land. Hold on.
Cry and be saying, sir, please come out. Sir, please don't do this. Don't lock yourself inside, sir. You have to break the walls down to get the criminal. That is how it is.
Hello, one man.
Can you hold on? Let's only land. Okay.
They arrested him.
Okay.
He's the reason for everything. He stole money, so they came after him. They politically played him because he had agenda. I'm not saying it's Buhari, it's maybe one of his enemies. He was invited 3 times. Did anybody insult his father? Did anybody come to break down his door? He felt like he is a better man. They are not the same level as him. They are not human beings. That is how we've used them. That is why he did not expect them to go to their office. If he feels that they are animals, then, it's not
all
if they
right.
beat him.
All right. Point
They were
made.
trying
Point
to
made.
break into the house to get a locked criminal.
All right. Thank you, Solly. Point made. So let's hear from hold on. Can you hold on, please? Let's hear from Eleduma Olasunkanmi, and then we go back to Solly. But before we go there, before we hear from you, can you explain your name, which is half Edo and half? So it's half Igbo and half Yoruba. So what's the meaning of that name?
No, I'm from Ondo State.
Oh,
if you are conversant with my town,
yeah, go on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, yes. I'm from Ondo State. If you are conversant with Owo, you will know that name is a real name in our town. Okay. I live in Lagos.
How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce
Eleduma.
it?
It's Eleduma.
Eleduma. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's hear from you.
Oh, okay. Quick one. I want to react to what Mr. Ajanle Koko have been saying since. Ajanle Koko, I don't know, maybe he's on ground in Nigeria, or maybe he may not actually be abreast with the information as happening in Nigeria. You see, the way EFCC bust into the house of OKOROCHA, is like power intoxicate power. OKOROCHA even have his own deal when he was a governor. That's how he deal with the people in the most states. And you see all these governors, they must have invited them more than 10 times. OKOROCHA is highly connected. He know Buhari. He can even talk to Buhari. If you can remember, about a month or 2 months ago, he was telling Buhari that he should talk to EFCC. That EFCC should not be attacking him or be inviting him on a frivolous what have you. So, but the invitation to OKOROCHA have been. I could remember last year, he was a guest, if you can remember, if you cast your mind back, he went to EFCC invited him. When he got there, I don't know what really happened, he left, and they asked him to come back again. Now, what is happening on ground in Imo State is between the OKOROCHA and the office or demand. So this thing is politically motivated, so nobody should not say it's non-politically motivated. People see OKOROCHA, that OKOROCHA will actually steal a day, because if you look at what's happening in Imo State on ground now and what's happening in APC, you will understand that there's no way they will not carry OKOROCHA. Because OKOROCHA want to spill the beans, and they know what he will say during this screening. You understand? So that's the reason they've been inviting him. He's both politically motivated and at the same time economically motivated because of the money he has stolen. All of them actually stole money, but they wait for you when they know that they can actually close your mouth, or maybe you are speaking rubbish, or you want to spill the bean. They will wait for you at the gate. So what is happening now? That does not really mean OKOROCHA is saint, and that does not mean what the EFCC have done by bumping into the house, by use force to arrest him. We are not saying is good, or we are not saying is the best. But what we are saying in essence is that has been the norm. That has been the norm for the past immemorial. Even during Obasanjo regime, EFCC have been busting into people's house. If you look at what happened to those judges about a few years ago, how they burst into their house in the night and what have you. So he's part of them. He knows what is going on. That's why you see, he find it difficult to actually come out and face them or hand over himself to them and say, okay, let's go. He knows what is happening. The whole essence of this charity is politically motivated. That's what I just want to contribute.
Well, so are you saying he should be allowed to get away with crime? This is my response to George Blueshell as well. He had been arraigned in court. He had been arraigned in court. There's a lot of background noise where you are, but
yes.
Yeah, he had been arraigned in court 2 times, and he never turned up in court 2 times. So he was arraigned again for the 30th of this month, which was yesterday. And the judge gave the warning that if they don't bring him to court on that date, he will strike the case out. So what should they do? Should they put it in confidence that he will turn up in court when he has not turned up twice already, which is then makes that he has jumped administrative bail? So should they let him not turn up so that the case that they've prepared is struck out, or should they effect his arrest and detain him until that court date so that he faces the judge and the judge grants him bail which is what has happened now.
You see what if you look at what's happening in Imo State, if you look at what the Hope is or demand, the present governor of Imo State must have been the man behind this charade. If you look at what's happening in Imo State now, when Hope Uzodinma came, he discovered that a lot of things in Imo State actually balkanized for himself. He balkanized a lot of things, a lot of property, land, and what have you that he stole into himself. Meanwhile, there was underground what we call gentleman agreement between him and Hope Uzodinma rather. The paper may not actually carry it. I have a friend in the press. Underground agreement or gentleman agreement is that okay, all these things I will hand over, I will step down, I will do this. If you could remember around January this year, he was disrespected in Owerri when he went to his school. You said that the law enforcement they tried to arrest him in the presence of his school. If you can remember when he was shouting the name of the president Imo State governor, that was one behind it. If you can still remember, then his in-law was taken away that time, and it was taken away until he was released. So the gentleman agreement between him and the president governor of Imo State was that all those money and all those landed property and houses he actually balkanized to himself should be released. He agreed, but only for him to be doing otherwise. So for him to be arrested by force with this one now, I think it's justified. We are not saying EFC should be doing. You know, these people, they know themselves, they know their secret and they know where they are going. We the commoners, the middle class or the lower class, we are just being tinted towards A or B. Their friends at the top. So what actually happened is that Hope Uzodinma refused to follow the gentleman agreement they reached earlier this year by releasing some of the landed property and some of the money he has stolen in Imo State. That was what called for this forceful agreement, and what have you in his house in Abuja. So I want to tell Ajanle Kuku that this thing is politically motivated.
All right, this is it.
Yes.
And we wonder why they get away with criminality in Nigeria. So Ajanle Kuku, you heard that? Did you hear that, Ajanle Kuku?
Yeah. I think I will agree with all that he explained. That yes, I changed my position. Be politically motivated. That's the genesis of the whole thing. But my own position that is not politically motivated is in relationship to this presidential race. So, but when we look at the genesis of the whole thing, particularly between him and the governor, the present governor of Imo State, yes, I will agree with my prince from Owo that yes, it's politically motivated.
Why is it? It doesn't look like a prince. Does it look like a prince? Are you a prince?
He just told you that it's a prince now.
I don't know. Where is your Ileke Oye? I want to see Ileke Oye.
I'm a prince from Owo. My forefather is a king. Part of Owo is an amalgamated of various villages.
Yes.
Owo in those days, the amalgamation of various villages in those days. So my own grandfather, my own great grandfather was a king in Ijebu Owo.
Oh, brilliant! Well done. Yeah. So we are now. Yeah, I think I'm losing count how many princes we have. We have Babati. Now we have you. So well done. How do they? You are not Kabiyesi. How are you greeted? What's the proper greeting for a prince?
Engeleo.
Is it Engeleo? Is it Engeleo?
Erubo Engeleo.
Yeah, is it Aremo? Is it Aremo?
Erubo. That's Erubo. As it went on again.
Oh, good. But I don't agree with you with respect, Prince. I think it's a simple case of crime and punishment. This guy is a criminal, and the authorities are after him.
And in addition to what he said, you see, the whole thing is complicated. I think OKOROCHA, according to his lawyer, they had a ruling against the EFCC, and the EFCC did not obey that ruling prior to the time that they came to invade his house. So that was what OKOROCHA lawyer was putting out there as their own position. and that Okorocha was not deliberately ignoring their invitation. They said they have a court ruling against the EFCC, and EFCC disobeyed that court ruling and came forcefully, you know, to arrest him, which to me, that is illegality in the first place. And there's another thing that is playing out now. Supreme Court just Supreme Court just ruled in favor of Okorocha. The officers that were there, the executive members of APC in the party that was sacked by what do you call it? Opuzodinma, you know, they were sacked by Opuzodinma and the party. You know that APC, according to their own way of running the party, they give everything to the governor, to run it the way he likes. So Okorocha, what do you call them? Okorocha's men are the executive. They are the one in charge of the structure of the party. So they were sacked, and they took the party to court, all the way to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Okorocha now, and the Okorocha men are going to take over their position in the party again, and every nomination that is being made now by those ones that are Opuzodinma and APC will be regarded as null and void. So this problem is between them, the internal party internal wrangling, coupled with the Okorocha's corruption cases. Everything is mixed together. So, but my own position is this: when we have law, we have to respect the law. The what do you call it? The implementers of the law must be the force to respect the law. They mustn't violate the law. This illegality that is carried out by the state against common Nigerian people, against any Nigerians, must be stopped. So the way they burst into his house is wrong. We should condemn it. The same thing they did to Showore, the same thing they did to Nnamdi Kanu. They attempted to go and kill him in his house. He ran away. The same they did to Sunday Igboho, to kill him in his house. This kind of illegality should be stopped. It should be stopped. We should stand up against it. It could happen to us as well, and it has happened to a lot of Nigerians. It's just that this one of Okorocha, because it's a political figure, that is why we are talking about it. They are doing it every day. It's wrong. Illegality cannot and will never correct illegality. That is my position. What he did by embezzlement of the state fund is an illegal act, and the government that are coming to him forcefully to arrest him, to break into his house, illegally do that in disregard to the law, to the rule of law. The court have ruled against them not to do that, and they went ahead, disregard the law. We should say it point blank that what they did is wrong. So it's not that I'm supporting Okorocha for embezzlement of, no, I will never support corruption. So, but the state committed illegal act. We should say about it. That's my position.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So thank you, Ajanle Koko. Just before I go on to our rational mind, let me just implore, we're still trying to hit that 100 likes, which we are not even near halfway yet. We've been fluctuating between 130 to 150 people watching us, so plenty enough people to take us to the 100 likes. We set 100 likes as a benchmark for the platform. So every session we want to be hitting a minimum of 100 likes, and we have more than enough people to get us there. So get us there quickly. So I stop pausing the session to ask you to thumb up. So as you said about thumbing up, let's hear from Rational Mind. So Rational Mind, let me take you to that space then that I started at General Coco off with. The Tinubu screening at the APC and the petition, more importantly, that is asking that he be disqualified off the back of his alleged forged certificate and drug trafficker record in the United States. So it's just a plethora of baggages that this guy carries on his political journey. Rational Mind.
Yeah, good morning, one man. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I think we've been talking about Tinubu every time. This issue that he has. We've talked about so many things he has, so many baggages he has. One of them is this that has resurfacing again after many years. He has been accused of not having the educational qualification to well, I know the basic requirement would be school cert, but he went ahead and submitted that he was from Chicago State University, I think something like that, or University of Chicago rather. Back then, I think they could not prosecute him because they said he had immunity. Whoever challenged him then, if he or she had known, maybe could have gone to court to challenge him based on the electoral thing they filed on the electoral form when he declared that he finished from University of Chicago, and that was perjury. That is, he lied. He lied on that oath because that's an oath. You're taking an oath. But then I think following me, challenged him in court over that. Sort of, I think they claim immunity or whatever. I don't know, or maybe I think somebody said back then. I don't know how the case. I can't remember too well how the case went, but I thought according to one of the papers recently that we dug that thing up, it said he had immunity. That was why the police could not prosecute him, because I think Fawemi was asking the Nigerian police to prosecute him over that, and the police said, well, they cannot do that because he has immunity. But what I heard back then, I don't know if that's true. Anybody can correct me on that. Was that he was supposed to say he finished from, like, we have in Lagos State, we have University of Lagos and we have Lagos State University. He finished from Lagos State University, and he was claiming, maybe because that what he claimed back then was that he misspelled.
No, you are right, because we covered that space a few sessions ago,
okay.
And he said he went to University of Chicago, but where he actually went to is Chicago State University.
Wow,
so University of Chicago is more like an Ivy League level sort of university. And like the parallel you are drawing between University of Lagos and Lagos State University. So he was trying to heighten the institution that he went to. And I think really that's where they are quibbling.
Maybe that, yeah. So that's in legal that would be wrong still, because even though there's no room for such heavy infraction as the case may be, whatever you want to refer to be. But then the thing is, but then the question is, did he really finish from Chicago State University like he claimed? I mean, the other one that he said, it was, I miswrote it, I did not write the right university, I should have said State of Chicago or whatever. So the thing is, for me, you see, we want people that will be there, that will have no question to their characters. We know nobody can be perfect. Nobody can have good, that perfect pedigree, as the case may be. But he has so many things hanging on his neck, the drug case and everything. They dug up some of the past court cases he had in the United States. See, all those things, all of them, there's hardly any of them that is clean. Even the one that is in the speaker of the House of Representatives, he has also some crime he has committed while he was in Obasa. No, not Obasa. Femi Gbajabiamila.
Oh no, that one's a crook. No, we know
So
that.
all of them they do because they were all in the United States here, even the one that is in Ogun State. They were all here in the 80s, 70s, and they live very, very, very nasty life. So I mean, the thing is, we're not saying these people they're not saints, but the thing is, we want people.
I'm surprised they've not yet brought up the Funshaw Williams narrative.
They could not because there's no way they could pin it on him because except they see those people that killed him, or they could be able to investigate and find out those who killed him, or who they hired to go and do the job, and they could rope him in and say, yeah, we got the go ahead from Tinubu or whatever. You know, the police know how to do their investigation on that, but Nigeria, would they ever do that? You see, that's just so. Let me not go to that. So my point is this: you see, we want somebody who will come with almost clean hands, not somebody who has been having so many things hanging on his neck, you know, baggages, like we say. So for me, Tinubu, I would say Tinubu should just step down. Should just step down because he has so many baggages. I know he has a way around. He has the machinery, the press, and everything at his disposal. I mean, he has his TVC and his Nation. Is it the Nation newspaper? Some other media houses that he invested in. I know he can always manipulate him behind the scene, and I mean, just the way they sold Buhari to us, they make him look good. When in reality, that guy was not even was a bad market then for us. They want to package him too. So this time around, Nigeria should not allow anybody to package anybody. If we have any reason to doubt any person that wants to lead that country, that doubt you should investigate it to the very full, and you should base your voting based on that. If somebody has, like, we know Buhari, some people say Buhari was a tyrant back in 1984. I mean, 1984 when he was there. Yeah, we see that tyranny displayed the past few years now, how he has been mowing down all his political adversaries, especially those people who decide to think otherwise or who want to opt out of Nigeria. So for me, and we see his total disregard for the rule of law in his government. I mean, even within his party. So people that doesn't respect the rule of law, who himself is a felon, I will call him a felon because he removed a civilian government, which if they also do the same thing to him, how would he have feel? So what I'm trying to say is that when we have any doubt about somebody's personality, you just don't think twice, just don't vote for that person. So I think it would be in the interest of APC not to put him on that ballot, because I see him as a bad market already. I don't know how they're going to sell him. I said Nigerians are still dumb as they used to. I mean, let me not call Nigerians are dumb. Our people, they said they want to act that dumb as they used to act when they did vote people blindly based on emotion, based on tribe, based on where they are from, their religious affiliation or whatever. So for me, Tinubu is just a bad market at this time. They should just move on with some other person. But I hope they will be able to disqualify him. But I doubt they will be able to do that because the guy has invested so much in that party that they see him that if they do otherwise, it's a threat to the unity of that party. Like what is currently going on in PDP now. I mean, there's latest news this morning coming in that even though this guy has said that I'm a party, Wike has said I'm a party man. I mean, within the APC forum that I've been to, there's been speculation that Wike has supported Tinubu. If Tinubu becomes the candidate, that he will support him based on the treachery of the North against him, in the person of what's his name, Sokoto State Governor. That was a real treachery, and there's been so many news broadcasting.
Wike that sent out a tweet yesterday that is backing Atiku.
Well, that's what it said, but we shall see how, in the real sense of it, how it plays out. Because people, they are fellas. I mean, there are fellas inside there who knows what is going on. It will give that. That was the same thing. Now, I mean, he thought that he had a friend in Tambuwa, but look how Tambuwa did. Like that was the point he was making that his address. He says we have all agreed, and then we just got there, and then you now came and said you're supporting. Like, who does that? This is somebody you supported in 2019. So let's not go into all those details. What I'm just trying to say is that Shebi they say they know how to play that game. We said we'll play that game, give them. I think that is what is playing out right now. It will give them that impression that yes, I support the party. But that is what I'm hearing within the APC groups. That he might not be camp, but he will work for APC or Southerner, because that was what he said. He agreed when they had a Southern Governors Forum that a Southerner should take that, should be given that all political parties should put Southerners on the ballot for the 2023 election. But now that it's seeming that the northern people are now switching the whole thing now, diming it. Then we shall see who's going to laugh last. So that is just what I think. But for me, Tinubu, Tinubu should not be on that ballot based on all this thing he has. But well, let's just see how it goes. I know that guy is journey, like they say, it's something that they cannot even just swallow like that, swallow up and just get rid of. Maybe they just have to come to a consensus with him. Maybe pick one of his boys, the person of Oshibajo, to take his place. I mean, I don't think they need real negotiation with him. Make him, they should help him see why he should just step down, because he has so many baggages. Except he wants APC to lose that ticket, perhaps. I don't know. Let's just see how it plays out. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you. So before I present you the next talking points, two things. We're still trying to hit that 100 likes. We're not even 50 yet. We have so many people on the platform. If every single one of you click on like, then I won't be coming here to go on and on about it. So that's one. But the second thing is, I wanted to just show this person's comment. It's not a super chat or anything, but it's just this person's comment. It says that this program is one-sided. You guys are promoting Atiku, but backlashing Tinubu. So I wanted to highlight that, just to document that as part of the accusations that is leveled against the platform. So first they'll tell us that we're pro-Tinubu, then we are now pro-Atiku, but then anti-Igbo, but pro Peter Obi. They like Soludo, but they hate Nnamdi Kanu. So we are none of these things. It's just the politics as it obtains in the moment is what is being discussed. So I'm just glad this guy said this, that we're supporting Atiku to the disfavor of Tinubu, even though we started accused of being pro-Yoruba and anti-Igbo, but we are wanting Soludo to do well. You know, so forget all of that.
When you particularly are be accused of taking money from
Tinubu, and you know, so it's the politics. You know, forget it's not sentiment based.
Yeah,
it is based on the antecedents of the person, the politics of the current moment, and what their chances are. This is all we are discussing. Forget Tinubu, forget Atiku, forget Peter Obi. Nobody likes or dislikes anybody. It's what obtains in the moment. So I'm glad you made that comment, so that
maybe it's a new guy. Maybe it's a new person here. Maybe it's a new person here.
Yeah, it's a new guy. It's a new guy. I'm just seeing his name for the first time.
Yes.
Almighty.
Yes. So good to have you on board. Anyway, hope you are subscribed, Aloy. So hope you are subscribed, Aloy. As I take you rational mind to the OKOROCHA space. So catch and release. So two strands of argument. People saying, myself, one of them, saying it's law and order, and the guy was evading justice, and justice had to assert its strong arm. But another argument saying it's entirely politically motivated. One arguing that they're trying to debar him from the screening, and another arguing that it's a localized politics within a state versus Opuzodema. But where do you weigh in the OKOROCHA narrative?
I think it's a mix of all of those things you mentioned, a bit of each of those things you mentioned. For me, I see, like Adelekoko rightly said, what's his name? The current governor of Imo State. The guy is not really well accepted among the APC folks in Imo State. But then he wants absolute control of the machinery there, which is not getting, because OKOROCHA and his son-in-law seems to wield some kind of influence. When a governor is like that, there's hardly any governor what that governor can do if he doesn't have control of the structure of the state, of the political party in the state, where that he belongs. Then it makes him a puppet. So if he wants to have that absolute control, then whoever is in his way, he needs to get rid of him. And the only person there will be OKOROCHA. OKOROCHA did not cede that part, that control of the structure of the APC in Imo State to the governor, because the governor was not his favorite. It was his own son-in-law, and he came through the back door.
Uche
Nwosu. So you can imagine the kind of threat that he perceived there, and with what Adelekoko said, I think which I heard about that. I think they obtained a court ruling that kind of give like what is playing out in Kano State APC before what is his name, left APC Kano and then moved to Kwakwasiya's movement, whatever. So anyway, so what I'm not trying to say is that is one factor. Because if you look at how the whole thing played out, they bundled him out, they bundled him to AFCC. They make them, they lock him up until they finish this. I don't know, maybe it's still on to today. I mean, they are screening. I don't know if they did if they screen all the political aspirants for APC yesterday. Maybe they will still continue today. I don't know that they release him. But if everything was ended yesterday and then he was still in the net of
should they have gone to screen him at the EFCC detention? and when they get to the question that do you have a case with EFCC, so how would they answer that?
That's it. So you see, I think those questions they asked were even a good question. I mean, I would say it's a good question because, but then the thing is, would they even enforce it? Would they use it as a yardstick in disqualifying whoever they found to be wanting in that area? Like person like
those questions disqualify 80% of the field.
So, but then would they? Because these are just, I think they're just advisory, kind of like, I don't know, maybe that committee can have that legal ground to disqualify a person. Because if somebody says, okay, I have a case with EFCC, but I've not been convicted yet, EFCC can have a case with me and court can declare me that yes, it was a wrong case they had or whatever, that I wasn't guilty of what they were accusing me of. So you can't just say because of that and stop me from wanted to contest this presidency. I know what I know. I know that I'm not a criminal. So they can also, I don't know if they would want to use that committee or whatever committee they set up to screen that screen. I don't think it's just formalities, because if it's not formality, look at what PDP did. I mean, they should have screened so many people out, even though they told us that there were 2 people that they screened out that were not fit for the office for their, I mean, to eventually get their contest the primaries. So, but I don't know. But then what I just think is, I don't think it's formality. They just want to just tell the world that, oh, we screened them. They went through some kind of screening and questions. But anyway, they were still going to contest the primaries come Sunday or this Saturday. They have this primary. So for me, what I'm just trying to say is that talking about Okorocha is, I mean, allegedly a thief. If going by what yeah, allegedly, that's what I mean. At this point, it's still alleged because we cannot say he has been convicted. It's only when he's convicted that's when we say he's a thief. I'm not trying to be politically correct here, but I just want to I want to hear, is that they say it, side of caution or whatever. I don't want to just say things that will later find out to be wrong on that. But then if it's alleged, or as they say, that he stole a lot of money, well, let us see how because Nigeria is a place whereby some people are just too big a fish to be fried. Some people will just always get off. Like he said, like I was it Angelico or the other guy from Owo that said that some people are just too big a fish. But then he has access to Buhari. He goes to Aso Rock. He can talk to others. I mean, when he was talking to Buhari the other day, he said, call your dogs, call them to order. They should not start harassing me. They stop harassing me, whatever, you know. You see, but one thing again is this: we can say maybe the way EFCC went in their commando style or whatever to go and raid his house. But then this is a guy. I think Nigerian police or whoever security agencies need some kind of training. I think they said one of the best places where you can find the police officers are, I think, one of the Scandinavian country. They will approach you, they will talk to you professionally. They will make you see reason why you yourself you will gladly open your door. And you will step out. You will say, put that handcuff in my hand. Let's go. You get it? So what I'm trying to say...
But rational minds, that's not what he did now. The man ran into the house and locked the doors. They didn't come guns blazing, breaking down the door and fighting everybody. How you said they should come is how they came. And the man ran into the house, locked the door, and started praying to God on Instagram live stream.
My God. On the floor. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord, my God.
That's what I have to
We can't condemn what they did. FBI does this. Even in Netherlands, they would do this. Even if you say Scandinavian countries, they would do this same thing. Hold on. Apart from maybe shooting guns into the air, but they would have done the exact same thing. The only reason you are finding sympathy with this man is because maybe you feel some kind of connection to him because he's Nigerian, maybe because
just calm down. I'm not finding. I'm just trying to.
So don't say Scandinavia. They would have done it in Scandinavia.
We had this same conversation with a Giro on that topic. When the FCC got to his house, They banked hard. I have the clip here. I can play it. They banked hard, bank, and this is how the police do, isn't it? Globally, bank. Police open up, and then he started to dance around. And the bank, and the bank, and he refused to let them. He didn't let them in for a good few minutes, but they had to force entry through whichever the easiest entry point they could, because they were there to effect his arrest. So he did not open up on the instructions of the police, and they forced an entry into his house. So what should they have done? To go into their car and drive off?
You see, the thing is, Solly and so many other people here that are chatting that I call myself rational, but I'm not even rational in any way. Well, the thing is,
we know that.
Allah and Organ, the rest of them, they've been like, I'm marrying me on the comment section. Anyways, for me, you see, what I try to do is, I try to look at things. Okay, fine, let me take it back. When I said Tinubu too was alleged, because I said Tinubu. Why should I say Okorocha was allegedly said to be a thief, but Tinubu is a thief? I will say. I'm not calling Tinubu a thief.
We know you have a personal vendetta against him.
No, I don't have a personal. No, it's not. I don't hate him. It's just like I've said on your platform here.
It's just that you dislike him intensely.
No, I just hate his style of. The way he's achieving, he's building his political empire at the detriment of people's lives. He just wants, like he said, it's my ambition to become a ambition. Is that what puts food on the table of a common man? No, he wants that name to his name to go in the annals of Nigerian history, that he was also a president, or maybe he ever tried to get close to the president. That is not what we want. We want people that want to serve, not build their own political empire at the detriment of people's life. I mean, the money in Lagos State he made in Lagos State, he could have used it to better the life. Look at Awolowo. We talk about this very day, that man is being spoken of as a very good man, a good leader, who is not self-serving, but who loves to serve people. I mean, he did not acquire wealth for himself. Rather, whatever wealth he was able to acquire for the Western region, then he put it back into the system to let so many of us, or even some of us who happens to be beneficiaries of today, we talk of him, we still praise him. But what can he talk of when it comes to education in Lagos? All he did was bring boys.
We were on Okorocha. So
sorry, I won man on that. So what I'm trying to tell is on Okorocha.
We know how much you hate Tinubu already, but
I don't hate Tinubu. I just hate his politics. So anyway, so on Okorocha, so Solly was the one who took me off. So anyway, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is both Okorocha has its own faults. The EFCC also have their own faults. That's what I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to be balanced here. I know the Nigerian EFCC and the security agencies, they are very, very, very crude. They are very, very, they lack manners. They don't even know how to approach civil matters, approach it in a civil way. That's what we call it. It should be more of a civil, I don't know what they call them, Nigerian police force.
But rational mind.
Hold on. You know they've changed that name. They've changed it to service. So it's no longer Nigerian police force. It's now Nigerian Police Service.
They metamorphose in any way, but the thing is there. That force is still there. It's still there in their lives. Just like a change of name, but their actual act is still the force. They come in here and they barge into your house. Even if you go on the road, they stop you. They open your phone and they want to see your phone. I remember many times when I was in Lagos, they asked me to open under Ojolegba there near barracks there. I know many times they stop me there and say, open your phone. So what I'm not trying to say is that they have this crude attitude. They don't even know. I'm not saying they should not go and arrest him, but the manner and way in which they should have approached that matter perhaps should have been maybe different from what they arrested him, and they kind of ridicule that man, make him look like the clown that he is.
They ridiculed him. It wasn't ridiculous already.
They ridiculed him. Have you seen that video of how they went on his roof? They had to go
Rational mind. Have you seen videotapes? Rational mind. Have you seen videotapes of DEA or FBI coming from you?
Of course.
It's even worse. It's even worse than that. You know, they have this big stick that they used to wipe down the door.
It's an iron rod. It's an iron rod. Yes.
What are you saying? They didn't even bring that one for him.
Solly. What I'm saying is,
DA does worse.
Now, Solly, I get you. We know they do that here. Even we have bounty hunters. If somebody maybe he was on bail and he ran from court processes, or maybe he's owing money, they can go look for that person and they ask him politely to follow them, and they might use force on him. So we see that. I know of all of those you're talking about. But you see, the Nigerian case, it's been in their nature to always be forceful in everything. That is just the area I'm condemning. I'm not saying the OKOROCHA was right by not honoring their invitation, because some of these are politicians. They believe they are too big a fish to be fried, and they believe that they're this and that and they're almighty or whatever. So what I'm just trying to say is that I will put blame both on the Nigerian security service or whatever they call themselves now, and OKOROCHA. OKOROCHA, if he knows that, well, this is.
Well, you are blaming the police for trying to arrest a fugitive on the run.
Hold on. Look at how they were shooting guns. Was that necessary?
Well, I didn't hear any gunshots, but
it was only after they arrested him, and it was to clear the area.
So was that necessary?
You said the Nigerian police. No, you said the Nigerian police is forceful. They are rude. They are this, that. Is that not the average behavior of an average Nigerian? This is just our nature.
Yeah, that's why we know everything. Everything in the mix.
So it's an orientation problem of the average Nigerian.
Everything in the mix. You see, the country itself it's just so it's annoying. It makes you annoyed, because when you look in the morning, you've not eaten. There's no work for you. There's nowhere. So that one in itself, it kind of built people to be more. Like people are just becoming so on the edge. They are just edgy anytime, and then they want to fight you. They want to beat you, and I know why. That also we can see that in our police there too. It's all in the mix. So what I'm just trying to say, woman, let me say in conclusion, well, I know you have other people too who wants to speak. My point is this, that we know it's politically motivated. We know that OKOROCHA himself has some blames. The Nigerian should apportion blame to each of these people that are involved. But Nigeria will always be Nigeria. That's why we're always here to talk about it. We always know that things will change if they will ever change. That's all I have to say, woman.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Rational Mind. So just really to the audience again, we're still pushing for that 100 likes. If everybody that is listening now, if you clicked on like, then I would not mention that we're pushing for 100 likes again. Well, in excess of 100, close to 150. So why we are laboring so hard to get 100 likes is a real mystery. So you come here all the time. This is intellectual output that we're giving. It's a task doing these things. It's not just sitting down and talking. It's a task. You are engaged physically and mentally just to put out this content. And all we're asking is just you click on some button and you make us labor so hard for it. 100 likes from 140 people is not really an unreasonable ask. So click on the like button if you haven't already, especially if you come here with any degree of frequency. Or even if you don't, if you're engaged by what you're hearing, then of course, then you click on the like button. So please do that as we go on to World Peace, who hopefully is still with us. World Peace, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, one man.
All right, brilliant. Good to have you, World Peace. So really just to sweep up the talking points, Tinubu, the pressure to disbar him at the screening stage for reasons of his just convoluted and criminal history, drug trafficking, fake certificates, etc. So they're asking that he doesn't even get past that screening stage, never mind getting to the primaries. Do you concur with that, World Peace?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me greet everybody. It's been a while. I've been busy taking care of my little man. So I've been seeing you guys, but no time to catch up. Anyway, back to the Tinubu space. When I saw Chief Oyegu, as a screening committee chairman.
He hates Tinubu, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think I heard from what on the public space, like they had issues. That Tinubu took that chairmanship from him and gave it to Shomale, and now they're bringing Oyegu to screen out Tinubu. I wasn't happy about that move. It's not good. All this not a cabal will just be using us to divide us to divide our own. Use our own to divide our own. If they want to screen out Tinubu, they should put another man there and screen him out, and we know that they're screening him out.
He's not been screened out yet. What?
No, I'm not saying they are screening out yet. I said they want to screen him out. They should put who they want to put, not to start using South to screen South out. If they're going to screen him out, they want to keep him, fine. But again, missing Oyegu there, I was wondering, like, maybe I was thinking like maybe something's on play, something under the table that will manifest. Surprisingly, this morning I was checking the news, started seeing documents online. Somebody already put somebody already approached the court, bringing out Tinubu past. I know they will bring more. Even this Chicago is just one. They're going to bring out his primary 6, which he cannot defend. That one is still on the way. The primary school he went. He attended in Nigeria. He could not defend that. Then I remember the second term screening when Gani almost killed him with question. He asked him, which school did you attend? He said he went CMS, I don't know. And he asked him, name 5 of your classmates. He couldn't. Which set did you finish? He couldn't. So they have to calm Gani down. I think the Yoruba head have to call him, calm him down. So I know more will come up. But unfortunately, who wants equity should come with clean hand. Is that how they say it?
Correct.
Yeah. So if Tinubu wants to be president, know that they will vet him back, side, down, every angle. It's a game of interest. Other people are there. They have like 23 people candidates there. Everybody wants to poke at you. Mostly if you are the most favorite candidate or the most strongest. They used to say no at that time. Don't in a pitch they say don't work out with Agbaka. That don't work with a strong man because if there's something come for him, it will be too serious. Still they perceive as the most strongest there. So everybody wants to attack him in a very serious form so that they take him out before he could take them out.
Please, can I interject?
Yeah.
See, I don't see it that way. I see it as everybody already knows that Tinubu is a liar. He might no, wait, please, let me finish. He might wait, while he's trying to get this presidency, everybody knows that he's going to lie his way through. He's going to promise everybody security. He's going to promise everybody this thing. But everybody already knows him so well that they know that even if he signs it on a paper, even if he swears on anything, they cannot trust that he will keep his promise. Everybody knows this. So why would everybody that knows this want to put this man in power? Because he can, no matter, you can even write it in blood, and still the next day, the moment he clinches that presidency, all his promises will crumble. And all these people have done a lot during this APC regime, more than anybody has ever done before. You think everybody is not scared? So
okay, have you finished?
Yes.
Of course, that one is what everybody. It's not what you can tell anyone. Everybody knows that now. Even the Northern Cabal knows that when they give Tinubu the power, Tinubu will approach their structure. One thing in politics, you don't put somebody that is smarter than you in power. That's what's happening in those to Obaseki and the Oshomole and the Danobi and the Wike. Obaseki understands the power he has and he's using it to the fullest. If you give Tinubu that power, we don't know. Maybe they'll give him. If they give him the power, he will use it to the fullest. He knows the power. He knows the how I don't understand to say. He knows the value of the power he has. How to use it too. So if they're going to scream out, they should scream it out and let's know who is going to be there. And I think again yesterday Jonathan was in Italy. He wasn't in the screening, right?
His name was missing from the list.
Yeah, so I don't know whether they're going to put the name or they're not going to put the name. But when I watched a Jonathan conference, did you watch that speech? Speech he made. Oh, he made a conference. I think that was last week. It was really hammering on the clause 84 in the Constitution about the vote. This what's going on right now. About the screening process, INEC and state parties how they say their delegate. Huh? Hello.
We are hearing you. Go ahead.
So when I watched that, Jonathan really spoke well, and he was sounding like he's not going to take the ticket if they don't make up with if they don't come up to those demand. And if he doesn't take that ticket, I will really respect him for a man of integrity. So Tinubu will still be their best.
What did you say? He said he's not going to take ticket if they don't do what?
No, I said from the way he was sounding, they should fix some clause that was very just signed. I think the clause 84. So
they should fix it. How?
That they should allow parties to run screening, vet their candidate the way they
The law did not stop. The law did not stop parties from running their screening or whatsoever.
No, I
What
think
the
the
law
new
said.
law now, the INEC is, and how I think the INEC and Senate Assembly is going to have parties being screened, and he was saying that you cannot be in the Senate and you want to participate in the part screening, and you are still creating the laws how the party will screen a delegate. You know, I was watching it, but anyway, I thought you watched it. It was very important. It was a Aktabibu did his own, I think last week too. After
I watched it. Go on.
You watched it, right?
Yeah.
So after I watched that program, like for me, I speak from what I see on the public space. So I was thinking maybe this man was not good for this ticket. If they don't really go into an arrangement with him, because he really spoke well and people was very, very happy. And I wasn't surprised when I heard that he wasn't on the screening ground. So maybe he's not yielding to their demand, and maybe they don't yield to his own demand. So if it's not going to take, that would be really setback for APC, and they're going to bring out Tinubu. And if they bring out Tinubu is going to be, like one man said at the end of the show, it will be very difficult for APC to push him through to sell it to Nigerians. Tinubu have so many baggages, too many. Nigerians will first of all be mad with him about bringing Buhari, bringing us to this, put us in this situation. They'll be mad of so many things, even Lekki's massacre, so many things. You know,
which side of Nigeria will be mad with him for packaging Buhari?
This is not even by region. Every Nigerians, you know, so it will be difficult for them to sell Tinubu in APC. I said they're going to just show it in everybody's truth, and like one man said, that will shake.
It'll be difficult to sell him in Yoruba land.
It's not by Yoruba land. It's not by Yoruba. I said Nigerians. You know, this is national, right? People cannot win Nigeria with only West now. You need everybody. So
no, when you say it'd be very difficult to sell him in Nigeria, I don't know.
We might say what we feel here, but we are seeing the writing on the wall. It's getting close now. We are seeing things are changing. Things are really falling into place the way people are saying it. Look what they did to Wike. You know, it will be difficult. People are complaining that Wike insult people too much. That's why they didn't vote for him.
You guys should stop mentioning about all this they did to Wike. What did they do to Wike?
Wait now, this is my
participated in primary. He participated in primary. He was defeated. The process went free and fair. Everything that was conducted there was in line with the process. You know, it's in conformity with the process. And you guys are saying what they did to Wike. Did some northerners voted for Wike? What are you people campaigning?
Listen, I'm not arguing with you. Wike got 230-something votes, and which he did very well. He has put his foot in Nigeria politics as a force to reckon with. Even if he doesn't win now, the next 4 years he will be there.
We should not be saying they did anything. You people been blaming the North. Not do this against us.
I did not blame
North did not do anything against Wike. A lot of Northerners voted for Wike. Why are you people keep saying this?
I did not say the North did this. I said see what they did to Wike. I did not specify.
Who are the people that did? What did they do to Wike?
You are very intelligent to start talking like this.
No, we know what you are saying now. Be clear with your statement. Who are the people that did anything to Wike?
You are being biased right now.
Oh, really? I am biased.
I did not put any certain region. I said, see what they did to Wike. It was a general statement.
What did they do to Wike? What did they do to Wike?
Listen now.
Listen,
he said they had a gentleman agreement. They agreed that the power will come to South. But at the end of the day, they put in a northern person there. Hold on. Wait now. Let me explain now. Hold on, Mr. Shade. At the end of the day, the most that betrayed him more was the South. Not even the North. It was the South that betrayed me most.
And then why are you saying that? Look at what they did to Wike.
That's what I said. Look what they did to Wike. We are saying you are telling me so the Yoruba will not vote against Tinubu. You cannot tell. You will not in that day it played out.
Then you should not say that. Look at what they did to Wike.
That's what I just set an example for past event is history. I'm not going to
blame your people. Blame your people for stopping Wike and not. You have to be very correct. Make it clear.
What
Don't
piece?
say that. Look at what they
Can I
did
say something to you guys?
You understand?
Huh?
Yes.
Let me say something to you guys. Did you guys,
Yes.
have you guys seen the news that Fayoshe, even his own aide, voted Atiku?
What did you say?
One of Fayoshe's aide that was working with him when he was the governor,
Mm-hmm.
when they were together at the convention,
Mm-hmm.
voted Atiku.
Do you know how long that guy has been coming with Atiku?
No,
That would have been on the instruction now.
Do you know how long that guy? Do you know how long that guy has been coming with Atiku?
Who was coming with Atiku?
The guy you mentioned, that person that was.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so you guys should just stop this.
No. The point you are failing to ignore is this: Atiku bought his way into that ticket.
You guys should just stop that. Whether he bought his way, that is the process in that party. Everybody buying their way.
Right?
When that is the process in that political party,
so
APC and PDP, that is their process. So whoever that participates in that process, you should believe in the process. So don't be defending any one of them against the other.
That process would not have been necessary to buy delegates, if not because of the crap that these people brought into this whole thing of especially Atiku. Atiku is known to always want to buy his way.
He want to buy his way. Didn't Fayoshe buy his way in Ekiti State?
Oh,
don't you see the way Oni bolted out of the party to go and join SDP?
Well, we know that they all.
I mean, you people should just stop this. This is what the that party. This is what that party represents.
The constitution of the PDP says that it should be rotational. It is the turn. This guy was there in 2019.
Why didn't Wike, when they stopped the rotational, why didn't Wike, move out of the party? That because you stop rotational, I'm not part of this party. He still belongs, he still stay in that party. He participated in the process and he lost. And you people are chanting like as if they rob him.
Is that what you want to do?
All right. Let's get back to World Peace. But before we get back to World Peace, let me push people again. We're still quite a distance from the 100 likes that we're after, and we have the numbers to hit that. So if you've not clicked on like yet, please make sure you do that. And let me also acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat, which says it is becoming increasingly clear Atiku will be the next president. So all the permutations seem to be favoring Atiku. But what piece back to you? Round off your thoughts, and then I want to put you another point on what Alexander super chatted, and have you give thoughts on that. What piece?
Okay, quickly. As I was saying before, Jacob could put words into my take words from my mouth. I was trying to just set an example, and it's my opinion. Like you cannot tell, you cannot say never. You know, you cannot tell how it will go. You know, but that of the wicked. Now, if they give Tinubu, apart from in APC, I don't really see anybody there. Osibajor, I don't know if they give Osibajor the ticket. That means Buhari has to work his ass off to sell Osibajor, spend his money, resources, and everything to put Osibajor there as president. The person that really had that war chest to really face Nigerian, to really fight Atiku is Tinubu. But if APC bring out Tinubu, you know they are bringing him to trash him, because you know this planet agenda will be saying is to play out before our eyes. The Northern will vote Atiku massively, and some South and West and East West will vote Atiku too. He will be the winner of the day. They'll make it so they'll do the right thing, but they'll do the right thing, but not the how they say this is the right thing, not the correct thing. Yes, they'll do the right thing, but not the correct thing. They'll do the right thing by voting their Muslim people, but the correct thing is supposed to be too certain in that position. You know, so if they put Tinubu there at the ticket, you know, they're just bringing this man out to waste his money, test his influence. Of course, he will pull crowd, but the ticket will go to Atiku.
All right, you say that, but to Alexander Gomez's super chat. So let me mute Solly. So to Alexander Gomez's super chat, that he was saying that all the permutations are looking like a Tinubu presidency. So yeah, so it says it's becoming increasingly clear at not a Tinubu but an Atiku. So it's becoming increasingly clear Atiku will be the president. So a lot of people are arguing, and especially this senator from Niger State, Senator Vatsa, he is arguing that only Tinubu can match Atiku in the 2023 presidential race. So I think, was it you that was saying that Buhari has to work extra hard if he presents Yemi Oshibanjo? He has to work even harder if he presents Rochas Okorocha.
Yeah.
It would just have to hand the keys to Aso Rock if he presents Ahmed Lawan. The only person that they can present within the APC that wouldn't serve them a scintilla of a chance is Tinubu. The only person that can take on that fight against Atiku is Tinubu within the APC. So this is what this Senator Vatsa is saying. Do you agree with that?
Yes, yes, I agree 100%. It's on the writings on the wall. If you can just at least read A, B, C, D and understand a little bit of politics, you understand mostly Nigerian type of politics. You need that war chest. You need that money. You need that money. You need that person that can really play that politics. The only person that can play that politics is Atiku. As crafty as Atiku is Tinubu. Regardless we hate him or we like him, the drug baron or whatever, he only in that South can match Atiku dollar for dollar. Yeah, whatever how they say, their cornism or whateverism. He has the trick too. All the tricks he has it to match Atiku one-on-one. Any other person in that 23 list is a joke. Any other person in that 23 list, members in that list, they are just jokers.
What piece?
You know? Hold on, because I want to round off after World Peace. But World Peace, do you think APC, they essentially have no choice but to present Tinubu? Whether they like it, if they want to hold on to power, then they have to present Tinubu.
One I just said it just now. APC right now, I'm not seeing Jonathan in that space. If Jonathan is in that space, I was okay. I want to give Jonathan. For them to remain power, if they want them to be relevant, they have to give Tinubu that ticket. But if they give Tinubu that ticket, you know the Northerners want to stay in power by voting Atiku. They will play the real tribal politics. You know, but APC to stay relevant in this election right now that PDP have Atiku, is Tinubu. We should not say the story sideways, or if we like him or if we hate him. It's not a matter if we like him or we hate him anymore. Let's just put it between South and the North. The only person we have in the South that can play politics with Atiku right now is Tinubu.
Not even in the South. Would you say that's the only person that APC has that can match up to Tinubu?
Yeah, I think that's the only person.
Even not South, East, or West in the whole of that party.
Yeah, that's the only person there. You can who is it? OKOROCHA? Who? I cannot see anybody that had that. It's not about you being vice president or you be the person that can really sit down and play that the grassroots politics with Atiku, the watches, the dollar for dollar,
the dirty tricks, the clean tricks, the influence,
killing, whatever you want to talk about,
whatever, bullet for bullet, dollar for dollar.
Yeah, anything. Don't forget, Atiku is a very deadly man.
Very criminal to the core.
To the core. You know, they say Bola gave dirty Steve is finger him too. Somehow he's involved as a rumor. Dirty criminal. So there's only those two of them that I see is my opinion. But if I should say the honest truth.
But could you not argue then that what do you make of the argument then that they will be best served to counterweight an article with clean politics? So they look for a clean candidate to highlight Atiku's dirty background, his dirty leanings. So they bring a clean, younger candidate, more articulate, to weigh him against Atiku, who is approaching his 80th now, is well into his 70s, is a very corrupt man, is a very dirty past. So they play it as a clean versus dirty. what will you make of that? Would you
Please.
give that a chance? Yeah.
Sorry, say it again. Because I was coughing. Just put in question
No.
one more time.
I was saying, what about the other argument that if APC presents a younger, cleaner candidate, more wholesome, to counterweight against somebody like Atiku, who is old, extremely corrupt, and Nigerians somewhat fed up of. So,
can I mention an example?
No, hold on. I want to round off after this. Okay. Mention the example, but I will round off soon, though. Yeah, go on.
That sounds like fire me.
All right, okay. Why am I not surprised? Eh?
No, you just mentioned everything now.
Fire me from where again? Fire me from where?
AKT.
So I laugh, man. That's a funny name. The name alone is so funny. Anyway, what you're saying is supposed to be true. If Nigeria was
fire me is in that mix too, so we can't. If we are looking for the clean cut, it just doesn't have the weight. But
So, like your question, like what you were saying, if Nigeria was heading to that yearning to go to that direction to see a better Nigeria or to see a different Nigeria, what you just said now is what they're supposed to do. APC is supposed to produce somebody that is so clean that it will be the opposite of Atiku. It will just be the opposite of Atiku. What they say, like they say, you are very corrupt. Don't you see this APC guy is very this? It does not have this. They have not done this. So you'll be the opposite of Atiku. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Because if they present Tinubu world peace, then all of the things that they can use to attack Atiku, that is nullified. Because everything that Atiku is guilty of, Tinubu is guilty of the same and more.
Yeah.
So
what of him? What of Atiku? What of Tinubu? You said Tinubu stole. So I had Atiku stole too. What of this? That become what if? So that's how. Anyway, funny enough, is where he's heading to. Probably that's how it's going to be if Jonathan don't step into this race. Or I don't know. Maybe they'll give Jonathan a waiver by this week. They'll give Jonathan a waiver, probably. Then, what I feel Jonathan and Tinubu, because it's not just a screening. They're still going to go to primaries, right? One man. Oh, it's not there. Oga.
Yeah, we did hear you now.
I said this is just a screening. They're still going to go into primaries, right?
Oh yeah, they're going to primary now.
So the game is still long now. This one is just like preamble now. It's just like preamble. There's still screening. These people want to play.
The screening is just to prune down some of them, to prune down the numbers of candidates, to reduce their number before they go to primary.
Yeah, so Tinubu still have other hurdles to pass through. So maybe at the primaries we could see Jonathan's name there. Then we could see.
I don't think it's not going to screening. So how would they?
Jonathan is gone. Forget about Jonathan.
Jonathan is gone.
He's gone.
He
did not even submit his form. He's gone.
Yeah.
According to information.
When I watched that interview with that conference he made, so I knew something changed. I said, kudos to this man if he can stand by his words, and I really appreciate him for that, So Tinubu will be their best pick. They're screaming about who? That Lawan, who? The Senate president? That one? Who? I don't know. So that's the only person I see in APC. APC should have find somebody cleaner long ago before now, but now they don't have it. It's only Tinubu. So let's see how it plays out.
All right. So we're going to end up where we started, because when we started this whole process, we started on Tinubu versus Atiku. And then we got we abandoned Tinubu that is dead and buried, but Kokumo he refused. Kokumo, their big has come here to stay now. So after all the hoo-ha and all the noise making, Obi will take the ticket. They will give it to Oshibanjo. It is Buhari's chosen one. Good luck, Jonathan is coming in. Now we're back where we started. Tinubu versus Atiku.
Okay. Stop to see the Nigerians, youth and Nigerian people are not serious. Now it's Tinubu Atiku they're talking about. They're forgetting Obi right now. The Labour Party, they were shouting about 3 days ago. Suddenly it just went down. It's Atiku and Tinubu now. You can imagine.
No, Peter Obi made the greatest mistake of his. It will have a long time to regret what he has done.
The biggest. If you have stayed in PDP like Wike and just sort it out.
It will be the vice president now.
It would have been the vice president. That will open a lot of space for him, and that will buy him more votes, regardless of what happened to Wike. What happened to him that primaries brought a lot of sympathizers to Wike. You tried, you fought a great fight. You would have stayed there. It's politics, it's interest. You would have stayed there, not jumping. And the people that is pushing you to jump, they are all online. They don't even vote. Look at right now. Now, nobody's talking about you again. The fight just went down. They're talking about Tinubu and Atiku. You can imagine that one man, and you have been on this platform for 3 years shouting. And this is the way. This is at the end of the election now. The same two people that is there right now. One is 70 years. I claim that is 70. The one claim is 78. No, they don't know the two of them true age.
How come Atiku's age has never been a topic of conversation? This guy will celebrate his 80th birthday in Aso Rock if he becomes president. Is it where we are? It's 80th birthday.
Yeah, in Aso Rock. Huh?
It's because I guess because he's still looking healthy. You haven't seen video of him shaking and his voice does not slow like that of Tinubu. That's why they are. I mean, that of Tinubu is so pronounced like that.
Anyway, to me, for Tinubu owner, I think they were trying to be smart at the beginning, but they never looked into the future that maybe they will go this far. If Tinubu know if they have gone this far to contest presidency, that age of 18, if that put it like by now, if it's like 75, 76, people will not complain too much. That age gap is too much. The age gap they remove is too much. You remember that time when we started going to abroad, people were using different passports. You see somebody that look like 17 years, the whole passport of 37 years.
Speak for yourself, bro. Look at this guy. There's a Nigerian footballer that is he celebrated his 27th birthday, but his twin brother celebrated his 40th. So his twin brother is 40, but he's 27.
This other guy was it Messi? Osundu was Osundu.
Yes.
But they bought him. I think in this Dutch country there club, and he said he was 16 or what. They said they put him so that he's young, so they can catch up. This guy started swollen.
It's unbelievable.
So that's it.
All right. So thank you, gentlemen. So before I round off, I'm going to play you a clip just to round off. But before I play the clip or round off, it's still that final push. We still need to get to 100 likes. We're about 25 away from it. We've had 150, 160, averaging 140 people on the stream. So thumb up, click on the like button. It's very, very important. That is why we keep on pushing for it. So just do it. If you have no reason not to do it, then do it. Unless, of course, you detest the platform so much, then that's at your discretion. But if you have no reason not to click on the like button, then click on it. So as you do that, I'll leave it there, carry the conversation on with you in the comment section. And here I say peace, but I'll play you a clip which speaks to the space that Ajane Koko mentioned, that we are not mentioning Atiku's age because he looks just so much healthier, so healthy, at least healthier than Tinubu, but so healthy for his age. So this now just speaks to what Ajane Koko just mentioned there. So watch this. And there it is, right there. Get down on it.
On the wall.
I think that's what should be like.